Good morning. Wanted to give just a quick reaction. Just finished my Vipassana 10-day retreat. Just packing up Althea to get out of here. We are in the Mount Hood. We are in Mount St. Helens area of Washington, and I'm kind of at a loss. It's gonna take me a week probably to kind of organize my thoughts on this experience. I can't explain it. It's going to take some time to get my thoughts together, but the one thing that I can say and will say, absolutely incredible, life-changing at the end of the day. The things that I learned, the tools that I now carry with me, and this practice of meditation will be with me for the rest of my life. I'm literally here. I'll tell you, I'm in the parking lot. This is the center. And yeah, everybody's just packing up, getting ready to go. But a life-changing experience. I'm going to go into more detail about my experience here coming up soon or right next. But right now, this is literally the morning of the 11th day. We're all leaving. This is my initial reaction. I can't say enough good things. This place is amazing. And I look forward to detailing some of my experiences and the reasons why I came and the benefits that I think that I got out of this. And hoping to share those with you. If you're curious, if this is something that you've looked at and you're thinking about doing, no questions. Do everything you possibly can to come. It is worth the 10 days. Take the time, make the investment, and it will change your life. 100%. There's no doubt about it. So we're going to get on the road. I need to get some water. I need to get a couple other things here in Althea. And yeah, there'll be a bunch more to come after this clip. But yeah, this is just quick first reactions. Literally just got access to my phone and technology, and yeah, so we're gonna download the next week, kind of let this soak in, and we'll have some more reactions here soon. So but definitely an amazing experience. So we're back in the van post Vipassana. Been traveling a few days here, running some detail errands, but hoping to spend the next 3-4 days kind of on the coast and kind of downloading the experience that I just went through. Still feeling, very, I don't know, emotional and mixed about everything, and figuring out how to incorporate that into my daily routine. And also just kind of figuring out how to, maybe a new outlook on how to deal with technology in my daily life as well. So a lot of things in my mind right now. It was a very heavy 10 days, an incredible 10 days, a life-changing 10 days for sure. But man, I'm on this beautiful drive. If you ever get a chance, drive the drive between Yakima Valley and Portland. So we're on the road right now. It's just stunning. It's beautiful. It's such a pretty drive. We're gonna drive Columbia River Valley all the way into Portland, and we're gonna go see a special friend today on our way to the coast. She's got a couple things going on, but Nikki, yeah, we're gonna come say hi. So can't wait to see you. It's been a minute, but we're gonna talk more about Vipassana here very shortly. Still really letting that experience soak in, because it's a lot, and I can't wait to talk about some of the details, specifically about my personal takeaways, but then just the course and the teachings in general, so that you guys can get a better understanding of maybe what Vipassana is, and maybe it's for you, maybe not. But yeah, we're on our way to Portland, on our way to the coast, on our way south. And yeah, we're gonna spend some time alone and kind of thinking about what what the future holds, kind of some broad picture stuff, but then also trying to figure out ways in which Vipassana is going to serve me best going forward. So yeah, see you guys in a bit. Nikki, see you Look who's here.
What's up, everybody?
And this guy.
Camper's here.
Hi. This guy too.
Chad got an exclusive look at my new van, which you guys will see in May.
Yes. It's actually fucking ridiculous.
It's amazing.
It's amazing.
It's like a 170 and a 144.
It's
just like packed in.
Yes. It's smaller than Althea, just a little bit.
A lot smaller.
A lot smaller. Yes.
This size.
No, it is that
Or is
size.
that big?
No. That's a 144. Yeah.
I have I
So-
know nothing.
But yeah, no, we're here getting a sneak peek of Nikki's van. That's why I drove to Portland. And then now it's raining in Portland and we might go ski in Mount Bachelor tomorrow. Or we're going to the coast. I'm going to one or the other. I'm going to the coast or I'm going to ski. So yeah, but we're gonna go check out her van and we'll see you guys later.
See you next time.
Good morning. I wanted to do my final wrap up with Vipassana this morning. We are about 2.5, 3 weeks almost post my 10-day experience with Vipassana. And it's been good. I've been able to kind of let it sink in and really reflect on my experience and think about kind of all the things that I went through and the things that affected me and how I'm using Vipassana going forward in my life. So we are been traveling quite a bit. We've been in Salt Lake City. We're in Jackson Hole this weekend. So yeah, apologize for the noise of the heater. It's going full blast right now. But yeah, I wanted to kind of touch base on my final reactions kind of to the 10-day experience of Vipassana. At the end of the day, I still, like I said before, it was the hardest thing I've ever done. No doubt about it. And I've done some hard things in my life. Physically, it was one of the most demanding things I've ever done. I've never had any meditation experience whatsoever, so finding a comfortable position for me was a challenge, and I worked really hard at it. The first 4 days, really, really difficult. I was very uncomfortable to the morning of the 5th day when I was basically in excruciating pain and had to actually sit in a chair for a day to let my knees kind of relax and heal. I was sitting cross-legged style, Indian style, externally rotated knees, and I've realized that my knees don't do that very well, especially over a length of time. And the amount of time that we were meditating, it was becoming worse and worse and worse the further I got into the program. So I ended up kneeling, so my knees were straight but not rotated out, and it ended up being much more comfortable of a position, and I was able to sit for much longer. So that was really great. But yeah, easily the hardest thing I've ever done. So you may be watching this episode trying to get some information about Vipassana. I'm really going to not give a lot of specifics. I want to give a lot more to my personal reactions. I'm also going to write a blog post with this that's going to be far more detailed about kind of my experience and kind of about the setup. And then from there, obviously, you'll be able to get information and go to the website and be able to sign up, so on and so forth. I'm kind of leaving a little bit vague because that is how it was presented to me. And I found value in going into this experience with no experience, if that makes sense. I think if you really learned a lot and talked to a ton of people and asked about their experiences, I don't know, you might be hesitant, like, because it's hard and they're going to tell you it's hard, but I'm assuming most of them are going to tell you it's life-changing. So it's worth the effort at the end of the day. But some of their descriptions or reactions might push you away. I don't know. I was told very little information about it, kind of just briefly about the meditation style itself and then what were its benefits. And, you know, my good friend, shout out to you, Matt, you're the best. You know, he kind of left out some details, but then kind of cued me in on some things that I needed to focus on. So it was very, very helpful in the information that he gave me, but he specifically kind of left a lot of things out for me to discover on my own, which was very, very helpful. And I got a lot of value out of the experience because of that. So just, again, briefly about Vipassana. At the end of the day, Vipassana is defined as seeing things how they actually are, how they really are. And that's interesting in terms of being present and thinking about how you feel in this very moment. You're not thinking about the past. You're not worried about the future. So that, you know, again, resonated with me immediately as we started to learn the practice. And again, I don't want to go into all the details. You can read a lot more about it. But it is 10 days. It's completely silent. So I basically did not speak for 10 days. On the morning of the last day, you get to break the noble silence and you're able to speak to your fellow classmates or participants in your group, which was very helpful to hear and listen to their experiences as well. But then you're given 5 minutes a day to ask questions to the teacher if you do have questions. And they need to be very direct. They're very short. It's not like you're having a long conversation. So, yeah, absolutely no speaking. And honestly, the silence was amazing. You're in your head, you're in your thoughts, but there's no other distractions. You're not reading, you're not writing, you're not doing anything but concentrating on your thoughts. And over the 10 days, my thoughts and things that I, you know, either dreamt or things that would pop up in my mind, it was amazing to kind of see how they worked hand in hand with what they were actually teaching. So obviously, this course has been going on for, you know, hundreds, if not thousands of years. You know, this individual, this teacher here in the United States has caught on to many, many things and understands how people react to this experience. And so it was very insightful in terms of going to the discords every night, or the discourses every night, the teachings every night, and listening to this individual from 1991 on a VHS taped recording speak to you and almost literally be reading your mind. It was amazing. Because you were going through all these experiences every single day and having these thoughts and, you know, going through these difficult times in your mind and the physical difficulties of it all. And at the end of the evening, you would listen to these teachings and they were spot on to what you were going through in your head. It was pretty amazing. At least that was my experience. So a brief thing about noble silence, it's basically zero communication, you know, body, speech, mind. It's a way to keep everything around you calm. So you have no communication. There were 25 guys with me. There were 25 females as well. You never saw the female participants except in your group sits, which were the mandatory sits on the schedule. And the schedule is pretty intense. I mean, you wake up every morning at 4 a.m. and you meditate till 9:30 at night, with some breaks in between, but the majority of the day you're meditating. I can say day 1 through day 5, I was just kind of easing into it, probably doing just the required amount, plus maybe an extra hour, so getting anywhere between 4 to 6 hours of meditation in. And by the last 3 days, 7, 8, 9, 10, I was meditating anywhere between 8 and probably 10 hours a day. So, you know, you get used to it. you start to enjoy the practice, and then you start to seek out wanting to go meditate. It was pretty amazing. I was very surprised at my ability to quickly pick up the practice, but then also my desire to then go on my downtime. When we actually had downtime, I didn't want to just sit in my room or go walk on the grounds. I actually wanted to go meditate. So that was very surprising to me personally. Again, with having no background, no experience in meditation whatsoever. So kind of some of the takeaways for me, and I've documented this recently in some other vlog posts, about being alone in the van and having some difficulties this summer. Things dealing with like some anxieties that I've had over the years, and some issues with family, some issues with a relationship, even some job stuff, recently, a lot of ups and downs. And so coming out of Vipassana, it's really opened my eyes and opened my mind to the concept of just understanding what I'm physically going through, what my body is reacting to and what my mind is reacting to. And it will be interesting. You'll talk a lot about how you react to certain things, because the concept is really about your mind and specific physical sensations. And so I have a far better understanding of the immediate reactions and things that are going on in my life, and then how I'm dealing with those ups and downs or difficult situations or conversations or whatever they are that come my way. I'm finding myself not feeling as anxious or not letting those moments get to me, and being able to respond far more appropriately in those specific situations. Now, it's not a cure-all. I still, find myself going, certain situations, being like, oh shit, I shouldn't have said that, something like that, whatever the case may be. But I have noticed a direct difference in how I feel, and how, certain stresses or certain anxieties don't feel as intense as maybe they used to pre-Vipassana. So, it's hard to describe. It's so individual. And that was the reaction to, and listening to a lot of my classmates that I went through the process with. All of their reactions and all of their experiences were very different, but we all had a similar tone. It was all a similar kind of concept in terms of what we achieved or what we walked away from the experience with. Now, I didn't start asking questions to the teacher until day 6, I believe, or 7. I was really focused on just trying to understand where I fit in the process of Vipassana and how it affected me. And so it took me 5 or 6 days to really kind of start to hone in on what I was feeling and what I was thinking and these types of things. And so most of my questions related around how to practice when we left Vipassana. And so I can be honest and say it's been hard to integrate into my life. It's not easy. They want you to do 2 hours a day, morning and evening. And that became really difficult. I started out the week post Vipassana doing an hour meditation every single morning pretty consistently. I missed like 3 or 4 days, 2 or 3 days in that first 10-day stretch. And then it's kind of slowly tapered off a little bit, but I've meditated in the last 4 days quite a bit, so I feel good. But the instructor gave me the advice of listen, it's hard to integrate this into your life. And he shared an experience with his personal experience that, he didn't meditate for months after the first time he sat. And he slowly worked it into his life, and it became a long kind of drawn out process that he built into. I'm hoping that it comes faster to me. I've purchased, similar equipment that I was using in the 10-day experience. So I feel comfortable in the position that I'm in, and I'm capable of sitting for an hour, no issues whatsoever. And I've been really able to focus once I'm actually getting settled in. So I know I'm capable of it. It's just literally putting in the effort. And that's maybe the biggest thing or the biggest takeaway from Vipassana that I can express to you if you're thinking about doing this is, if you go and you're fortunate enough to have this experience, work at it. Like, take it seriously. You're there to meditate. There's nothing else really there to distract you. They do a very good job of that. So really try and hone in and use the 10 days as best as possible to really focus in on what they're teaching you. You're not going to get those 10 days back. I'll be honest, the 10 days go slow because the routine is the same every single day. Day 3, I didn't think I'd make it to the end. By day 5, I was ready and excited to continue to meditate and learn. So you'll go through these ups and downs through the whole 10 days, but it's really interesting in terms of, if you can really focus and put in the work and the effort, how much you get out of it at the end of 10 days. And then now, where I'm sitting here today in Althea, we're just trying to make sure that we can continue this practice as best we possibly can going forward. I know I'm not going to be perfect about it. Right now, I'm not going to get every single day, but I'm doing my very best, and that's the best I can do right now. Because I do see the benefit to this practice and how it fits into my life. So I'm really hoping that, this becomes an everyday practice for me, but I think it will take some time before it does. But I'm going to continue to work at it, do my very best. I can't recommend this enough to anybody, realistically. I think I write in my blog, I have it up right now that I'm going to post here in a bit, that, anybody that, has anxiety or stress or whatever, this is something that will drastically help you. But I honestly think it's for everybody. You can take this practice. It's grounded in reality. It's not, kind of high in the sky, type thoughts and ideas and, those types of things. The practice is really simple, and it's grounded in the mind and the body. And it's something everybody can understand and relate to. And so I truly believe there's a benefit to anybody out there. You don't have to be like, have major stress levels or high anxiety or anything like that. But if you do have those, this will help you in an amazing amount. I can't stress that enough. But I think it's really something that, is a pretty simple practice that has had some profound effects on my body and my mind already. And that's very apparent. So just in the very short amount of time post this experience, I know that if I continue to do the work and put this into my daily life, that it's going to help me down the road, and it will be life-changing. I was fortunate enough to speak to 2 or 3 classmates that this was their, 5th and 6th time coming back to their 10-day sit at Vipassana. And to hear their experiences over time and how much it's changed their lives was pretty amazing. So, I know this works. And I hope that kind of this video and maybe my blog on beardedvanlife.com will help you get a little bit of understanding of what it actually all is, what it's about, or at least, again, learn my experience, in hopes that this will spur you on to maybe take the step and go do your own 10-day experience. So I'm going to leave you with something that they all say at the center. I wish you all peace and harmony in your future experience with Vipassana. So thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Like and subscribe, please. Yeah, we'll see you guys on the next episode. So thank you so much.